Hi everybody, this is my Module 1, Various Communication Forms, and my name is Megan Dusky. So first off, I will start by introducing myself. So like I said, my name is Megan and I am 28 years old. My husband and I live in North Central Kansas where we farm and ranch. We raise cattle and pigs, and I teach second grade at Rock Hills Elementary School. I graduated from K-State in 2016 with my bachelor's degree in elementary education. So some of my hobbies: I love to be outside on the farm with my husband. I enjoy reading, baking, and taking our dog Dixie, who's in the picture there, for a walk. And I love to listen to, to true crime podcasts and audiobooks. I also have a cat named Java, and she's pretty vocal, so enjoy that. So about my work, this is my 7th year of teaching. For my first year, I was the reading and math MTSS coordinator for pre-K through 4th grade at Northern Valley, but for the last 6 years, I've been teaching second grade. I am part of our building leadership team, part of the negotiating team. I'm on my first year of my letters training. I have a student teacher right now. I am on a curriculum committee for getting a new phonics program for next year. And then I also assist at CVA, which is our grain elevator here in town, and I work during summer harvest and fall harvest. Our elementary school is currently adjusting to a full-time principal. We, for a lot of years, had like a superintendent principal, so they kind of like juggled those jobs back and forth. And now we just have our own principal, and so that's been quite the adjustment. So I'm going to be talking about the multiple forms of communication used in USD 107, and I'm going to prioritize them based off of what we use the most to the least. I'm going to go over which tools are provided or purchased, the tools that I wish I could use, how does this information shared impact my introductions in my professional life, and then I want to move on to following district strategic policies for communicating effectively. So Rock Hills really does use multiple forms of communication. I would say like our number one way that we communicate with families would be via email. We send them weekly updates, date reminders, school calendar reminders, reminders about activities and athletics that are happening inside of our district, deadlines that are approaching, and this is something that is provided by our district. We also use Facebook quite a bit. This is a way that we can share photos. We also do reminders about events. Teachers can post here about activities or things like that going on inside of our classroom. Our junior, senior high, they post about activities in athletics. Like just recently we had powerlifting, and so they were able to share the results from powerlifting that day. This is also something that is provided. The last one that I would say that we use as kind of our top forms of communication would be SwiftReach. And that is for things that are more of like immediate and super important information. It comes across as a text and then also an automatic phone call. These are for important messages. They are typically your shorter messages, like no school, 2-hour release, or something like that. This is provided. The district purchases it. Only administration has the ability to send out a SwiftReach though. So like I couldn't send out a SwiftReach to just second grade parents over something. These are typically used to get larger groups of people. Things that I wish we could use. So you'll see on here I have both Remind and Facebook. I think that Remind would be great for our junior, senior high, for coaches and parents to talk, coaches and athletes to talk, not only for athletics, but also the extracurricular things that are happening in our district, as well as sharing practice schedules. I also put Facebook on our technology wish list because our current district superintendent is not a Facebook fan. So really our ability to use Facebook is quite limited, as he feels all of our information needs to be put on our district website. I think Facebook would be great if we could use that as definitely one of our encouraged top forms of communication with parents. For photos and reminders, classroom teachers have ease with using it, and I think it kind of helps to build that parent engagement piece as well. So when I think about the way that I introduce myself to people, just like when I go to like my letters trainings and things like that, I just have a very blanket statement: Megan Dusky, Rock Hills, second grade. And that's pretty much it. So I'm not very memorable, and I don't, really share with people why I'm a teacher. So I think that when I become a building administrator, I think I would like my introduction to sound something like this. Hi, I'm Megan Dusky, and I have a passion for creating an environment where students and teachers feel like they can succeed. And this is why I find such great joy in being an elementary principal. Because all of those things are true, it states my why and hopefully lets people know things that are on my forefront and things that I care about while being a principal. So when we talk about our district policies, it's in our negotiated agreement to update our lesson plans on our website weekly. While I do agree that being able to look at lesson plans is probably important, I also know that it is not being utilized by parents. And so they're not checking our websites for as much effort as we put into keeping up and maintaining a teacher website. They're not being reviewed as much as I think would be worth our time. We also are supposed to do a monthly write-up about something that's happening in our classroom, an activity or something that we did with our kiddos, and put that on our district website. Again, parents aren't checking that. They don't think, oh, you know what I should do? I should open up USD107.org. But no, every morning parents open up Facebook. And so that's one of the district policies that I would kind of like to see change or shift to that more social media, because that is where our parents are at right now. So when we talk about the correlation, I do believe that my assignment submissions demonstrated correlation to the course learning objectives selected for this assignment, because it allowed me the opportunity to review the ways my district communicates with our families, but it also provided me with information on the different ways communication could be effective with those families. My relevancy statement, well, I do believe that this assignment is relevant to my learning, because as a future school leader, communication methods will be somewhat of a decision that I need to make, and I want to be able to have all of the information present when I make those decisions. This assignment improved my understanding of how communities may be different. The communication methods that work in one district may not work best in another district due to their cultural diversity and preferences, and I think it's important to be well versed in several communication programs so that way I can find what fits the best need of the district that I'm in. So my personal reflection, the impact that this assignment had on me made me realize that throughout Rock Hills, we do hit all of the 6 key communication channels, and it made me wonder if it's better to use all 6 for different things, or should we find 1 to 2 that really work for our parents and stick with them? Maybe our multiple forms of communication can come off as overwhelming to some families, but this assignment did provide me with more knowledge about being a better communicator and how I can put that into effect right now and not waiting until I'm a building administrator. Yes, I do feel like this has made me a better current educator because I'm communicating with families all year long. But I don't know if the way that I communicate is truly effective and meeting their needs. That's something that I'm going to have to try to put some more research into and maybe survey my families and see what works best for them. So I do know that this is an area I can work to grow in. So that way when I'm a building principal, I feel like I have an area that I've already worked hard to get better at and I will feel confident in. This is my reference, or not really my reference slide, but my credit slide. Thank you.